So I just want to start off by mentioning the reason for this video. The reason what pushed me to make this video is that I've seen doctors. I mean, it also came in news, right? Where a resident, I think it's a resident, yeah, a resident is actually working in Zomato part time because of the lack of proper salary. So this actually, when I watched this news, it made me feel like people are choosing MBBS with the wrong mindset. So I just want to make things right. At this state, right now, you should not consider MBBS as a good career if you want to make good money, especially if you are a first generation doctor in your family. I'm not saying that, I'm not discouraging anyone. No, I'm just opening your eyes towards the truth. I just want I just want the people to realize the truth about MBBS, because when we are in middle school, high school, we look up at doctors as these savior angels who are smart and who make a lot of money, who make a great deal of contribution to the society. And yeah, they do save life. They are seen as gods. Okay, actually the thing is, at this current timeline, people don't see doctors that way. Doctors used to have that status back then, like 20-30 years back. Like, people see doctors as like next to God because they save lives. But right now there are lots of cases of the patients, attenders abusing or hitting the doctors, verbally abusing. I mean, even though the doctor tried his best to save the patient's life, because of the complications of the cases, because of the progression, the severity of the case, he would not have been able to save the patient. And yet the attenders and everyone, even the media, blames the doctor. They get abused. And so yeah, right now people even don't respect doctors as much as they used to. And this idea that doctors make a lot of money and they cheat people, it's bullcrap. Because this is the pathway. Okay, just listen to this. After studying for 12 years in school, you try NEET, and most of the people will not get into MBBS in the first attempt. So they grind for 1 year, 2 years, even like 3 years in some cases. Like, so two of my friends are grinded NEET for 3 years, repeated 3 years, and finally entered. So they grinded NEET UG for that long, finally entering MBBS. And then 5.5 years of blood, sweat, and pure hard work later, 4.5 years of studying and the final year of internship, compulsory internship. After all that, you come out with an MBBS degree. What do? You do nothing, because there's literally no post, no vacancies. People are lining up for jobs in both government sectors and private sectors. And MBBS is not even worth, it's MBBS, the basic MBBS degree after the 5 years of studying, it's basically worthless right now. Because if in case you applied for a job and got and joined a private hospital as a duty doctor or just a family physician, your starting pay would probably be around 30 to 50,000 per month. Okay, some people might think that that's a good amount of money, especially who comes from a lesser background. But if you think about it in the broader perspective, it's not that much. When you put into the perspective the amount of hard work they did, the risk they did. Okay, the risk is, what do you mean by risk? Is that especially for people who repeated NEET, like they wasted 2-3 years, and they tried NEET, so they risked that, and the risk of not getting a job, because like engineers, field of medicine is becoming saturated. So the risk of not getting a job and the risk of wasting all these years, the payout of 30 to 50,000 a month is measly. It's laughable. At least in engineering and other fields, you won't have to study for that long. 5.5 years is a long amount of time. And engineers, I'm not saying I'm not saying they're also getting jobs instantaneously as soon as they leave campus. But at least they can do something with their degree. At least they come out of the campus much earlier than doctors. So for the amount of risk, hard work, blood, sweat you pour into this, the output is not worth it. I'm just talking about in India. Especially in India, it's not worth it. And if you want to pursue PG, 99% of the graduates after MBBS will take a drop year to prepare for PG and write the exam, because it's almost impossible to get into NEET PG in the first try. So they waste another year to get into PG, and post graduation they do another 3 years of post graduation. And post graduation, it's even more stressful than MBBS. If you take fields like medicine, surgery, it's ortho, it's even more grueling, and it literally sucks the life force out of you. So after the 3 grueling years, you come out, you still find it difficult to find a job, to find a place to work. And if you plan to go into government sector, that's also highly competitive. Lots of people apply for the jobs, and it's risky. So, but the thing is, people with the doctor's background, they can survive because they can just come sit at their hospital and run the hospital. It's fine for them. I'm saying all this just for the first generation doctors, people with no background as doctors. So I do not want them to go into MBBS and struggle, and in the end ended up hating on doctors. Hating their life. So let me put this straight. I am a final year MBBS student. I am talking about this. I'm saying all this based on my experiences and what I am seeing around myself from my juniors, seniors, and the doctors, residents, everyone. I'm making this video out of my experiences. And to be frank, my parents are doctors. They have a hospital. So for me, it should be easier than the others. I'm not saying this to demoralize others. Like, if someone truly has a passion for saving others, who truly enjoy helping others, saving lives, yeah, sure, come to MBBS. But if you want to make money, if you have the mindset of making money, that's why you're coming to MBBS, no, I tell you to steer away from this path, because this is not like it used to be back then, where even just MBBS degree gets you a good job, good placement, and a good salary. But right now it's not like that. So the only people who I recommend coming into MBBS is those with the medical background in the family, and those who are extremely passionate about saving life and do not care about money that much. So only these two are the categories of people whom I recommend to choose MBBS. So that's all for today, guys. I made this video out of anger. Like, okay, let's just say 70% of the population lives in the rural area in India, but 70% of doctors' population is in the urban area. So you can see the disparity here. And I blame the government for this, because if a doctor works in a rural setting, they'll get paid peanuts. They will literally get paid peanuts. So no one wants to work in a village where there's lack of many facilities, lack of pay. Who would want to come work there? So I blame the government entirely for this, and also blame the government for opening medical colleges left and right everywhere. This is the reason why medicine is going out of touch. The main reason is the government for opening colleges left and right everywhere, for this pay disparity for doctors working in rural settings. So yeah, but ultimately, as I mentioned earlier, these two groups of people are the only ones whom I recommend coming into MBBS. Those who are extremely passionate and those who have a medical background in their family. The others, go away, go to some other fields. It's not the one for you. Trust me. As someone who's studying here for the past 3 years, entering into his final year, trust my words, it's not worth it. So that's all, guys. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.